evening, everybody, and how are we all doing? Today is Sunday, the 21st of December, 2025. Is it the shortest day today? Is it the winter solstice? I'm not sure. It's around this time. It's on the 21st and 22nd. Either way, in just a few days' time, we are celebrating Christmas. Well, I think most of us are celebrating Christmas. I'm not a religious person, as I've said time and time before. But I respect people's religions, so I know there's a lot of celebrations going on at this time of year. But we generally tend to focus on Christmas for some reason. Don't ask me why. I don't understand it. But anyway, here we are. Now, because we are just a few days away from Christmas, and I've just realised we are in the wrong place. So where should we be? Let me find out if I can do it. What we could do in visual effects. I can't do it on this screen. Don't worry. Normally I'll be doing this from the pub, but I forgot all about it, to be honest, because it's been so long since we have been there. How are we all doing? How is everybody? How is everybody looking forward to having a good time for Christmas? I certainly am. I think it's safe to say I am certainly looking forward to here we go. This hopefully will start showing us up. There we go. We are in our pub once again, our pub where we do our yearly pub quiz. So yeah, how is everybody? How are we all doing? Let's see. Before, what we're going to be doing today, of course, is a quiz. So you need to get a pen and paper ready. We've got 3 rounds this year, which I will go through one by one. So get yourself a pen and paper and we'll see if anybody is there. Adrian is there saying, hi, Richard and all. Good evening to you. Kate is there saying, good evening, Veg Army. Good evening to you. What have we got? Turbo Stream is there saying, good evening, Veg podcasters, and happy winter solstice. Hello to you. A lot of Chef, good evening, everyone. Good evening to you. Stuart Jackson, evening, Richard and Veg Army. Happy Christmas to you all. Good evening to you. We have got Scott there saying, good evening, all. Good evening to you. Anna Jones is there saying, season's greetings, everyone. Good evening to you. Digwell, there's loads. 3 ladies of the night visit Santa. Ho, ho, ho. Evening all. Bit of a joke there going on, which has got happy solstice from Kate. What we got? Evening, Richard and all. Good evening to you. Stuart says, yes, Richard, it's the shortest day today. I know it's either the 21st or the 22nd. I always used to say it's always the 21st. And in some years I would get corrected. It's the 22nd. So I'm always a little bit cautious. I don't like getting things wrong. 3:30 p.m. today was the solstice. 3:30. It'll soon start getting later evenings then. Nicola is full of cold and tucked up in bed. Hope you feel better soon, Nicola, sorry. Rebecca is there. Good evening. Happy Christmas all, and same to you. Andrew is there. Evening one and all. And Richard managed to get here before the beginning. Excellent. Lovely to see you. Toby Clark is there saying, evening, Veg Legends. Good evening to you. And Digwell, correct, exactly what I thought. It can be the 20th, 21st, and 22nd. Talking about the winter solstice. I did think that. No, that's not the quiz. That is not the quiz. But has everybody got their pen and paper ready? The first round. Now, I'm told this can be a bit of a hard round. But the first round is just a general quiz. So if everybody is ready, I'm going to start off with the first question. The first question is, the name for which peppery salad vegetable literally comes from the Latin word for root? What peppery salad vegetable literally comes from Latin word for root? We've got 12 questions on this set. I'm going to give you about 45 seconds each, which is easier said than done sometimes. So I'm going to have to set my timer up. Sometimes it helps if I set things up in advance, but I think 45 seconds on each one would work out quite well. What was everyone saying? Nicola, I meant Nicole. Sorry, it's one of those days. Nicole's ready. Turbo Stream says, I'm minded to celebrate the solstice rather than Christmas, if I'm honest. I lit a candle at sunrise this morning. Fair enough. Fair enough. So the next question. Cannonball is a variety of which vegetable? Cannonball is a variety of which vegetable? What do you think is the answer to that? Nicola, Nicola, not Nicole. Yes, sorry, I got it wrong. I need to get it wrong. Turbo Stream does say you need to write the answers down and not in the chat. Yes, indeed, you need to write the answers down, not in the chat, because, well, it's all for fun. We're going to trust you guys. There's no prizes or anything. It's all for fun. So we've got to be very, 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 very careful. Andrew says, sorry, I deleted my answer. I didn't see it, actually. I didn't see it. However, question 3. What claim to fame does romaine lettuce hold that other lettuce can only dream about, as it is out of this world? What claim to fame does romaine lettuce hold that other lettuce can only dream about, as it is out of this world? Now, I need the answers that I have written down. I know there's always some debate. I should say this quiz, as always, has very kindly been done by Margaret. She has shared this with us, created it for us, so it should hopefully be a lot of fun for everybody. That has been 45 seconds. So question 4. What vegetable is used to make borscht, a soup popular in Eastern Europe? Hopefully I've pronounced that correctly. It's a bit of a hard one to get my mouth around. Borscht, B-O-R-S-C-H-T. B-O-R-S-C-H-T. Interesting one. It's easy when you know the answers, and obviously I've got the answers in front of me, so I know the answers, which makes it easy for me. However, I hope some of you are going to get 100% on this quiz. Question 5. What is the common name for rutabaga? What is the common name for rutabaga? This is something that often comes up. It's often known as a key ingredient inside Branston pickle as well. But what is the common name for rutabaga? Turbo Stream says Bluminora 0 out of 4 so far. You don't know. Until we get it right. And then Stuart says 100%. I know. I actually don't expect anybody to get 100% because that would be pretty amazing. Question 6. What is the correct French term for a dice of onions, carrots, and celery traditionally used to add flavour to stock? What is the correct French term for a dice of onions, carrots, and celery traditionally used to add flavour to stock? It's a good one, that one. I like it a lot. What does Digwell say? At least he didn't call her Nicosi. Yes. Yeah. I had a brain fart. I suddenly thought her name was something different for a moment there, but we do our best. We do our best. Question 7. Queen Anne's lace was an early variety of what common vegetable that the French elongated from breeding it? Queen Anne's lace was an early variety of what common vegetable that the French elongated from breeding it. Interesting one, this one. I've never heard of it before, so this is one that I've learned something from. Love to know what you think. Certainly a tricky one. So question 8 now. Residents of which country eat the most sweet corn per capita? Residents of which country eat the most sweet corn per capita? What do you think that is? What country eats the most sweet corn per capita? I'm not going to start listing countries. I don't want to do that because that feels a little bit cheeky on my front. So we'll just go with what we have. Oh, my screen's just gone blank on for that. So where are we going next? It will be question 9. Hopefully I'm not rushing through these too fast for you, but question 9. Lettuce is a good source of which nutrient or vitamin? Lettuce is a good source of which vitamin? What do you think that is? What do you think that is? It's a good one, that one. I think it certainly does us all a lot of good, but we need our vitamins and minerals a bit more these days. Again, this is another one that I have learned something from as well. We've got 5 seconds left to go for this one before we move on to our next one, which is going to be question 10. Question 10. This member of the cabbage family is considered a superfood due to its extremely high nutritional value. What is this dark green leafy vegetable that tastes delicious while at the same time aiding in health? A superfood in the brassica family that tastes delicious. I think there might be a bit of debate on that one, because I think not everybody is going to like it. I know certainly a few people in the audience that don't like it. Bit of a clue there. Question 11. There is a British fairy tale involving an old woman pulling a giant one of these vegetables from the ground. What root vegetable is this? What root vegetable is this? Rob says, good evening, everyone. Hello, and the usual conversation going on there. As always, bit of a laugh and a joke going on, as always. Now, the final question for this round is question 12. Up until the late 16th century, what vegetable did the French think caused leprosy? Up until the late 16th century, what vegetable did the French think caused leprosy? I never actually thought of this before, so this is another one that I have learned something from. So what do you think on that? Or what do you think on that? That is the 12 questions that we have gone through for this round. We will go through the answers at the end. If anybody, I'm going to give this a bit of a chance. If anybody wants me to repeat one of the questions, let me know before we head on to the next round. Stuart says, hope you are correct. With this being the hard section, this is an easy section. I'm going home. Well, we'll find out, won't we? We won't find it. Rebecca says, quite challenging this round. So there you go. And Turbo Stream says, these are hard. I'm off to clean the toilet. Nicola would like question 5 again, please. What is the common name for rutabaga? Is question 5. Ian says, not easy. And Digwell says, The joke with me and Rob is that I spent all day at Malvern calling him Brian. I know. There's always something going on there. Right. So we will now go to name that vegetable round. What we've got is a selection of photos. There's only 6 in this round, so you're going to get a little bit longer, and you're going to see a vegetable come up on the screen. I want the vegetable and the variety. The vegetable and the variety. This is not going to be an easy one in the slightest, but I would love to know what you think of it. So the first one is this. What is the vegetable and what is the variety? I'm going to give you a minute for each round. And I've just realized I need to pull up the answers on my other screen so I know where we are at. There we go. Only 20 seconds so far. Only 20 seconds so far. What we've got. Rob says, and send me Brian's link to your members' videos. Brilliant, brilliant. Andrew says, nothing if not educational. Excellent. I do like educational. And Scott says, a famous French chef created a famous dish to bring said vegetable back. If I'm correct. I don't know on that one. So the next one, that's been 1 minute. Next one, what is this? And again, I want the vegetable and the variety. And I know this is not an easy one at all, but we can't make it too easy, can we? Can we? In the meantime, I'm just going to make sure I've got all the answers so that we can go through it in just a moment. I know this is not an easy one. I quite like this, though. The fact that we've got to do the vegetable and the what do you call it? The vegetable and the variety at the same time. So we're coming up to a minute on that one. We're going to go into the next one. There's only 6 in this round, and this is the next one. I think we all know the vegetable, but can you name the variety? Please don't put it in the comments. Just write it down on a bit of paper, and we'll come up with the answers at the end. Stuart Jackson says the first round I may be using for a very wet day at school with class 6. Absolutely. Good thinking. I've just seen somebody's made a joke. I don't want to put it on the screen because it might give the clue away a little bit. But yeah. Any advance, any thoughts on that and what it could be? We've got 10 seconds left before I move on to the next one. Okay, here is the next one. Again, the vegetable and the variety. What do you think that could be? The vegetable and the variety. What is it? What is it? What is it? Not easy at all. Let's see what you think. What we got? Easy B. Hello. Thanks for all the podcast. Thank you so much for joining in. Lovely to see you. And thank you so much for the positive feedback. It's always good to hear. We're doing a bit of a pub quiz type thing tonight. And don't put the answers in the chat. Just write it down on a bit of paper and let us know what your answer might. Or write down on a bit of paper and we'll go through the answers at the end. What we want is the name and the variety. Don't worry, I will go for them all when we go through the questions. Next one. What is the name what is the vegetable and what is the variety? Again, not easy at all this round, I don't think, because I had to look at it and I thought it was going to be quite a tricky one. What's worse is the next round is going to be even harder. Ian says, I know the vegetables, but not the variety. Well, take a guess and see what you never know. You might get it wrong. What I would do is there's 1 point for getting the vegetable right and another point for getting the variety right. So possibility of 12 points for this round. Very hard to tell, I've got to say. Very hard to tell what the variety is by looking at these pictures, but you never know. The final one for this round. What variety and what vegetable is this? Again, not an easy one in the slightest. Not in the slightest. But could you guess it? Could you get it right? What do you think? Rob says could be one of two. Well, it could be. You got a 50-50 chance of getting it right. And Andrew says exactly, Ian. Yeah. You never know. Like I said, it's all for fun. It's all for fun. We've just got to try and get involved and have some fun with it. We've got 10 seconds left for this round. And yeah, 2, 1, time to go. We'll go on to the next round, which is going to be even harder, I've got to say. It's going to be even harder. Scott says tricky getting the variety, but fun. Absolutely. This is the point, isn't it? Turbo Stream says I don't know the vegetable. Brilliant. Andrew says I think that should be 1 point for the veg, 9 points for the variety. That's going to be hard. That's going to be hard to score, isn't it? Good Fun says that Scott laughs. Kate says, I've forgotten every vegetable I've ever known right now. Oh, it will. Well, it may get. Well, I don't think this round is going to get any easier, I'll be honest with you, because I think this round is going to be very, very tricky. So it is a photo quiz. And what you're going to see is a photo that is mostly related to songs, be it nursery rhymes or songs that mention a vegetable or fruit within that song. So, or there's an association with a vegetable or fruit or something within that song. What I want you to do is come up with what the association is. This is 12 in this round. It is going to be hard. I'm going to warn you now. So I will give you a minute again on each photo, but just come up with what the association with. Sometimes it could be a line in the song or something like that. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. So first one is this one. What is this to do with? What is the association with the vegetable? What could it be? Ian says, I knew I should have slipped Richard a tenner. You should have done, but you know, I don't take bribes though. This has got to be fair. Andrew says, I like your green screen background. Well, it's a shame that the staff in the bar aren't serving us very quickly. Turbo Stream says, I'm definitely cleaning the toilet now. Stuart says, who's getting the next round? I think it should be the one with the biggest scores. And Nicholas says, easy this one. Wow, easy you say. Let's find out. Because it's going to get, I think it's going to get harder. So Next one. That's been a minute. What is the association? What vegetable is associated with this one? I think the sort of nursery rhyme is right there, but what is the association? What is the vegetable or whatever it might be associated with this one? Not easy, not easy. I don't think it's easy anyway. By the way, I only got these questions today, so I found it quite tricky. Margaret very kindly set this up for us as always, and yeah, I think she's done a very good job again as always. And next one, this one I think is going to be a little bit easier because I think it is quite an easy one. In fact, I think the next two are going to be easy, and then it might get more and more tricky. Not easy. I don't think they're easy at all. I really don't think they're easy. If anybody gets 12 out of 12 on this round, I will be absolutely amazed because I do think this is going to be tricky. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think? I don't want to distract you from the same time from these, but next one. Now, this actually has two vegetables that are mentioned in the song. What is the association? What are the vegetables? What could it be? What could it be? What is the association? What is the association? I'm afraid I'm sort of reluctant to talk too much because it could disengage the brain, but at the same time, I don't like silence on these shows. So, yeah, I'm going to keep chatting at the same time while trying to keep an eye on the time and see how we get on. What do you think? Time for the next one. What is the association with a vegetable in this one? What have we got here? What have we got? So Nicola is loving this round. Rob says that one is easy. Nicola says easy. What have we got? Stuart Jackson, 2 from 2 in this round. Is that still the case? Andrew says, how much for the answer, Nicola? Perhaps I've just not grown up. Nicola's £1 million for the answer. Andrew says, do you accept pound coins? I'm going to give you the answer at the end for free, so don't worry. Don't worry. Yep. I hated nursery rhymes. I have 50,000 suitcases for you to come and collect. Is tomato one of the two vegetables? I'm not going to give the answers away. I'll give it a try. It was easy when you posted the answers up. Yeah. Right. Time for the next one. This one is, I think, quite tricky. I think this one is going to be quite tricky, but we'll see what you come to. I didn't go to nursery in the UK. Not necessarily nursery rhymes in this round. It just generally songs, I think, or the association. Stuart says, still only one I'm not sure of. Ian says, is tomato a vegetable or a fruit? Technically, it's a fruit, but for the purposes of what we're talking about, it comes into that same remit as we always do. So I think this one is quite tricky. I actually do think this one is quite tricky. So we'll see what you come up with. Next one. Yeah, I just worked out what this one is. Now, it's the association. I'm not sure if this is Easy says, is that a particular song or the man in general? Well, without giving too much away, I would say it's the man in general. But yeah, not an easy round, this one. I think this one's going to be fairly easy. But what is the association? What is it associated with? What would the vegetable be that you can think of for that? Yeah, that might be the best way. When the image comes up, what is the vegetable associated with the image? Next one. This is quite an easy one, I think, but I'm sure you might beg to differ. What do you think is that? What is the vegetable associated with that? Quite an easy one, I'd say. Quite an easy one. Rob says, one I am not sure on. Well, you find out in the second half. Well, actually, we're nearly through all these, aren't we? Nearly through all these, so let's see what we get. Is anybody finding these easy? Anybody finding them tricky? Andrew says, what do you mean you've just worked this one out? Didn't you compile the quiz? No, Margaret compiled the quiz for me. So it's very much a surprise for me. Obviously, I've got the answers, but it's very much a surprise for me as well. Next one. This is I think a tricky one. This one I think is a tricky one, in my opinion. What do you think? Is that an easy one or a tricky one? It gets harder though. I think it gets harder. Well, trying to keep the answers on the other screen as well. Rob says no idea. Interesting. No idea, and bravo, Margaret. Indeed. Like I said, I don't think this next one might also be tricky. I say it's what's associated with the picture. What's associated with the picture? The vegetable, etc. What is associated with this picture? Write it down and we'll go through the answers in just a moment. Margaret's just given away. Number 9 is a variety of lettuce. I wasn't going to give that bit away, but I've got to make it hard for some. What do we think? We are about to go on to the next image, which is this one here, which I think is quite an easy one. That is quite an easy one. And what is associated with this image? What is associated with the image? What's that? What are you doing with my portrait on the screen? Says Andrew. Well, we've got to make the best out of all these images when we can. What is the vegetable or something within our realm of that we deal with associated with that? What do you think the answer is to that? Now, we're going to be going on to the final one in just a second. It is now time. This is one that I struggled with, I've got to admit. It's a variety. I've just read a variety of something or another. What is it? So Stuart says, Margaret, thank you for doing the quiz. Very good variety of questions. Excellent. A lot of people loving the quiz, which is always good. Always good to hear. You got 20 seconds left, and then we'll come away and just have a quick chat before we go back through them all to answer the questions and find out the answers to see who's got what right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There we go. So that is 3 rounds with a possible 12 points per round. How well do you think you've done? Now, just quickly, before we go through the answers, you set me a cooking challenge, something to cook last week. I haven't made a video, I'm afraid, but I have made egg on toast as requested. Scrambled egg on, this is our festive bread, sourdough bread. It's nothing hard about it. We just cut the bread up, put it under the grill to toast it, and then 2 eggs in a pan, gently heated that up to produce scrambled egg. Nothing hard about it at all, but what does it taste like? Very, very, very nice. That bread is really nice. It's like a festive sourdough, so it's got cranberries and stuff in it as well. Lovely, absolutely lovely. I'm going to give that a good solid 9 out of 10, but I do like egg on toast anyway. Anybody got anything interesting to say? Well, you've always got interesting things. My mind's at a blank. No change there then. Ian says, well, you can't pronounce my name, McCragan. I can never pronounce your name, so I'll come up with other ways. Margaret says, you're very welcome indeed. Happy Christmas to you all. Andrew says, geez, I couldn't even pronounce Geraldine's surname, let alone guess the reference. Maybe 15 in total if I'm lucky. Let's find out. Andrew, it's Irish. Yeah, egg on toast, food of the gods. Absolutely. Nicola, I got given a sourdough break, dark Belgian chocolate and fudge. I do quite like sourdough. I don't eat much bread these days, but sourdough I quite like. Festive sourdough. Yep, that's what I've got here today. Absolutely lovely. Northern Ireland is British. Indeed it is. I think he likes it. Yeah, absolutely. Waving from Jersey. Hello, Bonnie. Hope you are well. Bonnie in Brighton is in Jersey I think that's in America. Is that America or British Channel Island for that? Is McCain a variety of potato? I don't know, actually. I know I always thought it was just the name of the frozen chip guy, but we'll find out, shall we? Anyway, let's go through round 1, the answers. So this gives you a chance. If you didn't catch the questions on the first time round, I will read out the questions and then I will give just 15 seconds, just a short amount of time for you to, and then I'll give you the answer. So question 1 was the name for which peppery salad vegetable literally comes from the Latin word for root. The name for which peppery salad vegetable literally comes from the Latin word for root? The answer to that is radish. Radish. So if you got radish right, you can have a point. Question 2. Cannonball is a variety of which vegetable? Cannonball is a variety of which vegetable? If you have written down the correct answer, you will get 1 point. And the correct answer is cabbage. Cabbage. So if you put down cabbage, give yourself a point. Question 3. What claim to fame does romaine lettuce hold that other lettuce can only dream about, as it is out of this world? There's actually quite a big clue in that. What claim to fame does romaine lettuce hold that other lettuce can only dream about, as it is out of this world? The answer is it was the first vegetable to be taken into space. So, romaine lettuce was the first vegetable to be taken into space. Give yourself a point if you got that right. Question 4 was, which vegetable is used to make borscht, a soup popular in Eastern Europe? I have no idea if I pronounced that correctly. Borscht. It's a type of soup that is found in Eastern Europe. 1 point if you put down beetroot. Beetroot was the correct answer. Question 5. What is the common name for rutabaga? This is quite an easy one, I thought. But if you have written down Swede, you would have the right answer. You can give yourself the point. Borscht. I cannot pronounce it. Yeah, if you've written down Swede, as Nicholas said, give yourself a point. Question 6. What is the correct French term for a dice of onions, carrots, and celery traditionally used to flavour stock? What is the correct French term for a dice of onions, carrots, and celery traditionally used to add flavour to stock? The answer is, for 1 point, mirepoix, which is quite often used a lot in cooking. So hopefully you got a point there. Question 7 was, Queen Anne's lace was an early variety of what common vegetable that the French elongated from breeding it? What is an early variety? Let me repeat the question. Queen Anne's lace was an early variety of what common vegetable that the French elongated from breeding it? If you put down carrot, you can give yourself a point. Which I can see some of you have got. Anna got that, and Easy B got that. Excellent. Question 8. Residents of which country eat the most sweet corn per capita? Residents of which country eat the most sweet corn per capita? If you put down Mexico, you can have a point. Mexico is the answer. Kate's got it there. Excellent. Now, lettuce is a good source of which nutrient? Lettuce is a good source of which nutrient? Well, if you have written down vitamin K, you would be correct. Lettuce is a good source of vitamin K. Did not know that. So I've learned something here today. Question 10. The member of the cabbage family is considered a superfood due to its extremely high nutritional value. What is this dark leafy vegetable that tastes delicious while at the same time aiding in health? Now, I know there's going to be a lot of people arguing that it doesn't taste delicious on this, because I know there's some people who really don't like this vegetable. But if you pop down kale, give yourself a point. Kale, give yourself a point. I can see some of you have popped that down. Kate popped that down. Nicola put Cavolo Nero. Well, yeah, I was looking for kale, but that is a type of kale, I guess. Bunny Sinning, there's a seed potato called McCain Premier, if that counts. Kale and disappointment. Question 11. There is a British fairy tale involving an old woman pulling out a giant one of these out of the ground. What root vegetable is it? A giant vegetable pulled out of the ground in a British fairy tale. I'm not even sure what the fairy tale is, so perhaps you could help educate me on that one. But the answer we're looking for is turnip. Turnip. I don't know that. I don't know what that one is, but some of you guys have got it. I can see Easy got turnip. Anna got turnip. Yeah, some of you got it. Some of you got it. And a final question for this round. Up until the late 16th century, what vegetable did the French think caused leprosy? What vegetable did the French think caused leprosy? This one surprised me, completely surprised me, because it is such a staple. It is, of course, potato. I mean, we all eat potatoes. They are a staple, but the French thought they caused leprosy. So who got 12 out of 12 of that round? How did you do? How did you do? Stuart Jackson says 50%, B minus. The turnip one is a book I read at school every year. I've never heard. Oh, I can't think of it. I don't know what it is. So I'm learning something there. Easy says potato, which he got right. Digwell doesn't like. I think that's to do with the kale. Turnip. Digwell's favourite veg is kale. We got. Bonnie says, we once attended a quiz all about fishing in New Zealand. It was hilarious. We didn't know any of the answers, but there were British BBC questions mixed in, fortunately for us. Excellent, excellent, excellent. What have we got? Hi. So, 2 out of 12 for Bonnie. Good show. Rob says, got 7. Tomo, 2 out of 12. Kate got 6. Ian got 2. Anna got 6. Digwell got 5. And Scott got 8. Brilliant. Andrew got 3. Well done, everyone. Well done, everyone. So we did the name that vegetable quiz next, wasn't it? And I'm going back to the beginning. So this is not an easy one. And we were looking for the vegetable, and I'm just going to bring up the answers. So I want the type of vegetable and the variety. Not easy at all this round, because as you can see, this is quite clearly a potato. I'm sure most of you got potato. If you got potato, give yourself 1 point. But if you put down the variety as Desiree, you give yourself 2 points. 2 points if you got the potato and Desiree, which not easy at all. Not easy at all. Now this one, again, quite clearly another type of potato. But did you get it right? Did you get it right? Did you pot down Royal Jersey or Jersey Royals. Or I would also accept, what's the British name for them? They're only called Royal Jersey or Jersey Royals when they're grown in Jersey, aren't they? There's another one there. I can't think what the British name is called for them. But yeah, we are looking for Jersey Royal potatoes. International Kidney. Thank you, Nicola. The International Kidney was the other one that I would also accept. So if you got either of those, 2 points. 2 points. Now this one, I think the vegetable is quite obvious. It's quite clearly a tomato. No, quite clearly carrots on this. But what about the variety? What about the variety? Not easy to work out the variety from this unless you know your carrots. And actually, some of you got it. Is indeed Nantes. Robert's got it. Easy has got it. Nantes indeed. I didn't actually think it was going to be that easy, but you did it nonetheless. Kate also got it. I'm actually genuinely surprised with that. So I don't know why, but I thought that was going to be quite hard. Next one. What is this? Now, this isn't necessarily got a variety as such. But it is, but there's two names for it. And if you've got put down lamb's lettuce, you can have 2 points. 2 points. Kate's got it. Kate's got it with lamb's lettuce. Easy also got it with lamb's lettuce. Give yourself 2 points if you've put down. Nicola's also got it. Lamb's lettuce. Field salad in Germany. Didn't know that. Did not know that at all. But yeah, lamb's lettuce, that one. Again, I didn't think that was going to be... well, actually, it's probably one of the easiest one in this round, but nonetheless, I'm pleased to see some of you have got it. Next one. What is this? What is this? I think the vegetable itself is quite easy. It's clearly radish. But what variety? What variety? Well, the answer to that, and if you've got French breakfast, you can give yourself 2 points. French breakfast is the variety. Again, not an easy one to work out the varieties, but I like it a lot. French breakfast. And the final one is this one. Now, I know not everybody likes this vegetable. It is kale. So if you had kale written down, you can give yourself 1 point. But if you also put down the variety as red Russian, give yourself 2 points. So we're looking for red Russian kale. Red Russian kale. Very, very, very hard to see how you got on. How did you get on with that round? How did you get on with that round? I don't think it's easy at all. I can see some of the answers coming in, and yeah, really, really not easy at all. I think I saw there was a question coming from Bonnie as well, but bonus question: how many candles does it take to keep a greenhouse above freezing? Depends how many candles or it depends how big your greenhouse is. But I would say lots generally. Right, where were we? So I'm able to scoop back. So Stuart Jackson, that round was hard. 2 out of 12. Body, you need a paraffin heater. Kate got 8 out of 12. Very well done. Ian got 6 out of 12. Digwell says, which French breakfast? 1, 2, or 3? I'm not going to go that specific. If you've got French breakfast, have yourself a point. I got red Russian. 6 out of 12 for Scott. 10 out of 12 for Digwell. Brilliant. Rob got 6 out of 12. And Nicola, I got a red Russian kale, but it only has red veins. I also got red Russian. Red Russian kale normally is red or purple all over. How many points have you got so far out of both of these rounds? Toby Stream says 8 out of 12 that round, which is surprisingly good for me. And then 4 candles, of course. 8. And Digwell says each candle emits 28 watts of heat. Yeah, I'm 11. Nicola got 11 out of that round. Bravo, Kate. Okay, I'm now doing the question, the equation. The peppery skin was the clue. The papery skin was the clue to Jersey Royal. Yeah, there was little clues in there. 5 out of 24, Bonnie. Rob's, I'm on 14. 14 so far, says Scott. Tabo, 10 out of 24 so far. Stuart, I think I need to go back to school. I must be bottom of the class. Not at all. Not at all. You don't know the answers. I want to see your scores out of 24 so far. But while we do that, last week you set me the mission to come up with my own mission. So I gave it a long, hard thought, I think, and I came up with the idea that I was going to find or see if I could find somewhere that sells masks of celebrity gardeners. I use that term in brackets, and I actually found somewhere that does sell them. What's even weirder, the place that sells them, it's a excuse me, online shop, is actually in the village I grew up in. So they were selling masks. I ordered one, and on no word of a lie, they were selling this, not even associated with the person who it is. Does anybody recognize that guy? I could not believe it when I found it. Does anybody recognize that guy? And that's obviously not part of the quiz. They're selling masks of his face. Could not believe it. Could not believe it at all. So that was a mission. If that's a mission accomplished, well, I think it's a mission accomplished anyway. So it doesn't quite equate. Stuart says, I think I need to get... Oh, no, I've read that one. Andrew, I've only got 6 in total so far. Anna has got 14. Nicola, fantastic result. Stuart is on 10 so far. The third round will be 0.1. I'm confident of that. We'll see. We'll see. Kate's also on 14. Digwell's got 15 out of 24. Nicola got 21 out of the 2 rounds. Ian's smiling face. Did you get one of Digwell? He wasn't on there. I did have a look for anybody that might be in the audience, but it was literally the only person I could find. Skinny Jean Gardner, mate Lee. Pop the mask on. Pop the mask on. It freaks out my dog when I pop the mask on. There you go. It's kind of scary, actually, isn't it? Yeah. SG Gun as he was last year. Skinny Jean Garner as he was last year. Keep the mask on when you go through a speed camera. It's not Monty Don anyhow. No, it's Skinny Jean. It's Skinny Jean. You mean you're selling your face? Oh, I couldn't believe it. Is it Halloween indeed? Yeah, I couldn't believe it. For those that don't know, Skinny Jean is one of my very best friends, and found his mask online. Bit of a laugh and a joke, but it is Christmas after all. Right, let's go through this last round, and I'm going to scroll back through them for the photo quiz. Now, like I said, all these images have something to do with vegetables. There's a what's the word I was looking for? Association with the vegetables. So this one I think is quite easy, because I think everybody knows the nursery rhyme of little Jack Horner, and he's pulled out a plum from his pie. And plum. Here we go. So if you put down plum, give yourself a point. I think that one was quite an easy one. I actually do think that was an easy one. Next one is this one, the Owl and the Pussycat. And they went to sea in a beautiful pea green boat. So if you put down pea, give yourself a point. A pea green boat. Again, I thought that was going to be quite a hard one. Nicola has put P. Easy has put P. Rob has put P. Stuart Jackson has put P. Bonnie, equation to calculate the heat to keep a greenhouse heat loss formula output needed for the coldest expect. Yeah, right. That sounds too much like a 2026 problem. I put quince. It's afraid not. It was P was the answer I was looking for. Next one. This is, I think, quite an easy one because it is quite clearly a partridge in a pear tree. So we're looking for pear on that one. What we've got? Quince. No, easy peasy, easy peasy. Pear. 12 Days of Christmas. Yep, pear indeed. Pear. Partridge. Pear. No, the answer we're looking for is pear on that one. Pear on that one. Next one I think is quite an easy one because it is this guy here. And one of the vegetables is quite clearly said there. You say tomato, I say tomato. Let's call the whole thing off. It, of course, relates to that song. And I was looking for two vegetables, one being tomato and the other being potato. So if you put down tomato and potato, give yourself a point. Tomato, potato, give yourself a point. I thought that was quite an easy one, but we shall see. We shall see what we got. Easy's put down potato. Andrew, okay, I'm doing so far for a change. I'm doing all right so far for a change. Potato, potato, and tomato. I'm looking for both vegetables, potato and tomato. Yes, I know it says tomato on there, but I want both. Tomato. Oh, another potato. Potato, yeah, featured a lot. How about vanilla and sarsaparilla in the same song? That is in the same song, isn't it? It is, but I was looking for tomato and potato. What you associate when you see the image is more what I was going for. So I immediately think tomato and potato, not vanilla and sarsaparilla. Next one. This, I don't know if this is going to be challenging to some, but it's of course the Beatles. It's the album cover to Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. So what the vegetable was, Easy B's got it there with pepper. Indeed, pepper. Pepper. Bonnie, is there a roundabout pests? I might do better at that. Not this year, maybe next year. Maybe next year. Anna Jones, pepper, absolutely. We've got Rob saying pepper as well. And Toby, strawberry fields. I'm afraid not, but I can see how you came up with that. Was Strawberry Fields on Sergeant Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band? I can't remember. I'm not too clued up with Beatles, to be fair. Peppers, indeed, peppers. So if you put down pepper, give yourself a point. Next one. So the vegetable associated or fruit or anything like that associated with this. Well, for those that don't know, the person in this vegetable is Chuck Berry. So the answer is, of course, berry. As Easy's popped down berry, and Rob has also popped down berry. So berry was the answer that we were looking for. Berry, Chuck Berry, Nicholas Chuck Berry. Yeah. If you put down berry, give yourself a point. Next one, I think this one is going to be quite an easy one because, of course, this is a doll from a range, and it is called the Cabbage Patch Rag Doll. Cabbage Patch Kids Doll, sorry. It is, of course, the vegetable that associated with this would be cabbage. As Easy has got cabbage, and so on. Turbo Stream thought it was Elvis. No, Chuck Berry. Cabbage Patch Doll, says Rob. Indeed, Cabbage Patch. Indeed, we were looking for cabbage. My daughter had one. There we go. We're looking for cabbage. How's everyone doing so far on this round? Before we go into the final 4, how many points have you got so far out of 8? Trump's daughter has its orange. Thought that was Adele. Oh, dear. 8 so far from Stuart. Excellent. Rob has got 7 so far. Anybody else going to share with us how they've got on so far? 2 out of 8 for Turbo and Onion Barge. Well, we're not there yet. You're jumping ahead. I want to find out how many out of 8 people have got for this round. So far, 7 out of 7. Yes, sorry. That was the 7th round, wasn't it? Also far, Onion, 8, 5, 6, 5. So let's see what we've got next. This is it. Onion bargies. So the vegetable we associate with that is, of course, onions. Bit of an easy one, this one. In my mind, but I think everyone was going to get that one. Let's see. Onion next. Easy's got all. Ian 5, Kate 6, Scott 5. Rob says onion. 100% says Stuart. Excellent. Yes, onion. How did Digra get 8 out of 7? That was my mistake. I actually said, because I've got it as slide 8, I said 8. So anybody who's got 100% was probably just going 8. Sunflower oil, afraid not. What we were looking for was onion. I had no idea what was that. That was never mind an onion bargee. I had no idea that was an onion bargee. I think that's what he's on about. Onion bargee, indeed, onion bargee. Next one is this one. Now, this is a little tricky one. If anybody got this one right, I will be amazed because it is a variety, although somebody did give away a bit of a clue. The correct answer for this, little gem lettuce. Little gem. Digwell got it spot on with little gem. We're looking for little gem. The reason it's little gem is because the guy has found a gem, a little gem on his finger. That's where we were coming from for this. The gem lettuce or flint, but you can get gem sweet corn too, or flint corn. I think the little is the key word. We were looking for little gem. Anna says emerald. No, we were looking for little gem. Kate's gone P. It's a gem, says Easy. Finger food, says Ian. And Stuart says, I got after the clue. I got it after the clue. Yeah. Nice one, Digwell. Indeed. I didn't even see it was a gem. It is a hard one. It is a hard one. But if you take note of the background, you can see sort of looking for gems, looking or mining for something. So there was clue. Turbo Stream says, my brain is useless as quizzes. I nearly said Pearl, says Rob. And Digwell, I was going to say kale, as it looks like a bogey. Digwell really doesn't like kale, in case you haven't noticed. So the next picture one, this one. So I'm thinking to myself that this image quite clearly comes from a Roldale. I can't pronounce his name. Roldale, but yeah, full of beans, and the word we were looking for was beans. Indeed, the vegetable beans. Beans. So if you put down beans, give yourself a point. Rob says beans. Easy says beans. Anybody else put down beans? I've read that one. Anybody else put down beans for that one? Full of beans. I think that was relatively easy, that one, but what do you think ultimately? I thought it was Italian, cannelloni. Cannelloni. I can see why you came up with that, but no. Oh, well, yeah, cannelloni. Yeah, but he's actually he's eating the beans. That's where we were going with that. I mean, beans, full of beans. Next one. This one I thought was going to be quite easy. What do you associate with this? Again, I think this is a album cover, if I'm not mistaken, but it's from a song called Scarborough Fair, which I'm trying to remember the singer off the top of my head. But yeah, we were looking for parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme, as Nicholas says. And parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Easy one. Easy says parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. I was confused. Had you said pulses, I would have gotten it. Sorry. No, parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. Parsley, sage, rosemary, and thyme. I think that was going to be quite an easy one, but never mind. Never mind. It's all in the name of good fun. So the final one for the final point. Rob says, did not get that one. Oh, I've been to Scarborough. Yeah, have I been to Scarborough? I don't think I have actually, but I've known the song Scarborough Fair. But Rob did not get that one. Simon and Garfunkel, that's it. Taught them by Martin Carthy. I knew who it was. The final one, aubergine. It's probably an aubergine as you like growing them. For the final one is this one. Now this is, let me see, Odyssey. So the connection is, it's a Greek god and a name of a variety of cauliflower. So we were looking for cauliflower, I'm afraid. And it wasn't aubergine, I'm afraid. Odyssey, it's a variety of aubergine, not aubergine, I'm afraid. Aubergine, it's probably an aubergine as you like growing them. We've done well with aubergines this year. But no, we were looking for cauliflower on that one. I did say that was going to be a hard one. Greek god Odyssey, Hercules, yeah. And nor this one, says Rob. So, who in that round got 12 out of 12? And added to that, what is your final score? What is your final score, everyone? I want everyone to share their scores. Don't be ashamed. It's not an easy round, this lot. We're all having fun. and it is all purely meant for fun. In the meantime, while I wait for your answers to, or your let's get rid of that. While I wait for your what's the word? While I'm waiting for your scores to come on in, and we'll work out who did the best. It's time for Richard's rant or rave, and this week I'm going to have a bit of a rave because it is Christmas week. I'm really looking forward to Christmas this year. For the first time in a long time, I'm not working over Christmas. I'm looking forward to packing up my job for the entire time and not thinking about work. And for that reason, I'm looking forward to Christmas. So that's my rave of the week. I'm looking forward to Christmas. The weather yesterday on the allotment and today was superb. Everything's just working away. So I'm in a good mood, and that is our rave of the week. So have anybody else got any rants or raves they would like to share? Turbo Stream, 2 out of 12 for that round. And Stuart says, I love this section. I feel very good now. 11 out of 12. The last one did me. I thought that was going to be a difficult one. I did think that was going to be a difficult one. I got 8, says Rob. And Andrew, 14 in total. Not bad for me. Excellent, excellent. 6 for me, says Anna. Stuart's final score was 21 out of 36. That's pretty good. Scott got 7 in that round. Excellent. Ian's got 15 in total. Excuse me. Kate got 8 in that round with a total score of 22. Turbo Stream says final score on the dorm is Ford is 12 out of 36. Easy says, missed the first 2 rounds, but had fun. Thank you. Thank you very much for joining in. That's what it's all about at the end of the day. 24 out of 36 is Digwell. Brilliant. Brilliant. Anna got 20 in total. Brilliant. 9 out of 12 in that round and 14 altogether. And Rob says 22 up to now. Brilliant. Brilliant. Scott says 18 in total. And a brilliant quiz as usual. Thank you very much. I want to thank Margaret once again for compiling this quiz. It's been a lot of fun as always. I just want to thank her for that a lot. Digwell says, I cannot share here, but I've had the best Christmas present ever this year. Well, being part of this show, has that been the best Christmas present ever? Want to find out what that's all about next week then, Digwell, if we can. Fab quiz, heart. What have we got? What have we got? Good quiz, thank you. Going to guess, Digwell Greenfingers has a new grandchild. Maybe. But he says, new grandchild. He's had grandchildren in the past, so it can't be the best Christmas present ever, can it? Nicola got 11 in that round and 32 in total. Well done, Margaret, for the quiz. Again, thank you very much, Margaret. Thank you, Margaret. Thank you, Margaret. Great stuff, Margaret. Roll on 365 days. Yeah, we will do it again next year because it does seem very popular when we do these quizzes, doesn't it? It seems like we have a lot of fun doing it as well. I like doing them. And they seem to go well. But yeah, have you got any rants or raves you would like to share for this week? In the meantime, let's have a look at your photos that you have been sharing, mostly in our Facebook group at the moment. We always love seeing your photos. And of course, next week, we want to see your photos from out the year, how your allotment, your garden has changed throughout the year, because that's what we're going to be talking about next week, how your allotment, your kitchen garden has changed throughout 2026. Bit of a go over. Anyway, Kate has continued to be sharing her photos from her She Grows Veg Advent Calendar. And as you can see, she's had some dwarf aubergines, some smoky fennel. Interesting. We've had some kale, garlic tasting kale. That sounds interesting, doesn't it? We've had nasturtiums, mahogany dew. Brilliant, brilliant. And mangelwurzel, which seems to be very, very popular at the moment. Mangelwurzel. I'm not sure if it tastes good, but it seems to be very popular nonetheless. Summer lettuce, white Boston is the variety here. And then Steve's chilies. These look like they could be a hot chili as well, but they're just not giving up at this time of year. But excellent, excellent, excellent to see. He's also shared a few thoughts on not getting stressed over Christmas dinner. And I do think there's a lot of people who get stressed over Christmas dinner. It is a big meal, but at the end of the day, as Digwell shared in his thoughts, it's just a roast dinner at the end of the day. You've got to enjoy yourself at the same time. I'm looking forward to my Christmas dinner. Now, please do keep sharing in your photos, post on our Facebook group, send to me via social media, or email me, richard@theveggroundpodcast.co.uk. That's richard@theveggroundpodcast.co.uk. So let's go back to the comments and see what we got. So Stuart says, great quiz. Thank you very much. Good quiz again. Thanks, says Nicola. Digwell says, all about family, so not to share in public, but I am happy. I tell you what, Digwell, I'm very happy for you, whatever it is. But what I would like, when you are able to share it, can you share it with us? Because we're like really in suspense here. We'd really like to know what has made you so happy. Because, well, you know what? We're all friends in this show, and it's always good to share. Obviously, when you can. Totally understand why you can't, but when you can. Rob says, great fun, and no one seems to cheat. Exactly. No point cheating, is there, at the end of the day? You're not only going to do yourself a mischief, you're only cheating yourself. That's why we don't cheat. Rob says, gotcha, Digwell. Easy says, rave, daylight is returning now. Absolutely. Longer days start. It's going to be fun. It's going to mean more time in the garden. Turbo Stream says, my slideshow is ready to send. Please do send it in, ready for next week. If anybody wants to send in slideshows or any photos from their allotment, their gardens for next week, please do. I think I've got at least 3 people who have sent in photos for how their allotment has changed over the year. I'm going to do some, but we really want to discuss how it has changed over 2026 next week. I'm not going to do any cook-alongs for next week or any missions or anything because it's going to be a busy, busy time. But we will start that back up in the new year. Kate says, it's wonderful to hear you are happy, Digwell. Of course, absolutely. Mark's Adventures, Mr. S, happy season's greetings. And to you, my friend, hope you are well. Lovely to see you. Loved my advent calendar, says Kate. It does look quite good, the advent calendar. I keep meaning to make my own advent calendar up for sale, but haven't got around to it yet. I've got my own unique perspective on it. Mangelwurzel, says Digwell. Have a guess why it is grown as animal fodder. People make wine out of it, which is meant to be quite nice. I've not tried it myself, but Mangelwurzel seems to make good wine, if that's of any interest to anyone. Turbo Stream says, I'm looking forward to my Christmas Day bike ride, then my roast lunch. Yeah, me too. I'm going to take the dog for a walk, have our lunch. Just me, Amanda, and Roxy this year, which is going to be quite nice to sort of just do our own thing. Have a few bevies, drink lots of food, a few chocolates. I would say sit in front of a TV, but we don't have a TV, but we'll sit in front of the pads or something. Easy says, bye. Thanks for sharing this, everyone. Enjoy your sprouts and have a good Christmas. And to you. Nicholas says, cannibal was also a type of Spanish onion too. Sutton was selling it in their sale. So, and we were going for cabbage. That's what we were looking for. Stuart says, here is something for everyone to smile at. I was at a quiz last week. The only 2 questions we got wrong were garden related. I will never live that down in the village. Well, perhaps the questions were wrong then. Perhaps the questions were wrong. Who knows? Who knows? Anyway, right. We've still got a few minutes to go for tonight's show. I think I've done everything we would normally do, but I do just want to say to everybody out there, I don't know what anybody's plans are this Christmas, but whatever you're doing, I hope you do have a really enjoyable Christmas. It is only one day, I get that, but at the same time, for me, Christmas is not about the day, it's about the time, spending time with family, friends, making the most of what we have with us. I've always said time is our most valuable commodity. It's one of the things that we don't have enough of, and we can always do with more time. And the real thing about time is spending it with the people that count, which is why I love spending every Sunday night with you guys. It's always been really enjoyable spending this time on a Sunday night. We're going to continue, of course. We're not going to be stopping this for a long time, but I really do think everybody in the audience who participates and shares makes this community what it's worth. And it's so good. I consider you all friends, and I think we all consider ourselves friends. So from one friend to another, I wish you all a really good Christmas. I hope you're going to enjoy it. How many of you are going to be eating homegrown vegetables on your Christmas dinner this year? I know I am. We got parsnips, carrots, leeks, cabbages, sprouts, potatoes. God, that sounds like a lot of food already when it's just me and Amanda. Nicholas says, I'm taking a friend to a community centre on Christmas Day. He can't get out as he had a stroke 2 years ago. Fantastic. Good for you. Good for you. I guess that means you're getting out as well. Kate says, I do hope everyone has a wonderful Christmas. And to you, Kate. Nicholas says, I'm helping with the prep on Christmas Eve. Brilliant. Mark, take care all and bye all. Take care, my friend. Lovely to see you. Stuart says, please stay safe and well until next time. Happy Christmas to all. And to all, a good, happy Christmas. Have a peaceful and safe Christmas, everyone. See you in 2026 and next week, says Turbo Stream. Yep. Still one more show for the year 2026. Have a good Christmas all. Happy Christmas one and all, says Nicola. Rob says, make sure I'm not too late. Everybody have a fantastic Christmas and don't get stressed out much and drink responsibility. Happy Christmas all. Andrew says, yes, it's been great to be part of this community for another year. Thank you, Richard, keeping us all together. Indeed, it's what it's all about. We'll check in every week and see how everyone's doing. Nathan, happy Christmas, everyone, and to you. Turbo Stream, parsnips, sprouts, cauliflower from the allotment. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Stuart says yes to homegrown veg, parsnips, and carrots. Absolutely. I know they're selling them for like 5p in the supermarket, but I still prefer my own homegrown veg. Loads of our own grown, but bought some 15p Tesco ones as well. Anna Jones says, great quiz night. Happy holidays. Great show. Merry Christmas. Indeed, it is got 5p veg carrots for the ponies. Indeed, it is now time we pack up and get out of here for another week. It is 7:30. Thank you so much, everybody, once again for joining us. We've been really enjoyed it. We will be back again next Sunday at 6, where we're going to be discussing what's been going on in 2025. Right, guys, I think that is it. You take care. I'll speak to you again next time. Bye for now.